Well, hi there. It's been a while, hasn't it? Uh, I wanted to make this video because I don't know where to talk about this at. I don't have Twitter anymore, and I don't use Facebook, and no one cares about it. But if there's anyone left on my channel still somewhere, maybe y'all will hear me out, and just maybe y'all will think similarly. Who knows? So, also, I'm using a mic, so hopefully it sounds good. So, Nintendo has been doing this thing for the Nintendo Switch called Nintendo Online, or what was it called? Nintendo Switch Online, NSO. And on the NSO, they have NES games, SNES, N64, Game Boy, Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, if you're cool like me, uh, and, and Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy, I think I already said that. But the thing with that is, of course, the games they put on that service are all English, because for the Americans and people who speak English, the games are in English because reading we the average American can't, well, they can barely read English, but they can't read Japanese, right? But Nintendo's been doing this thing where they will port over games onto that service that are not translated, so they're only in Japanese. Now, tell me, why don't they just translate them? You know what I mean? It's not like they haven't translated games before. Like there's tons of games that are over here in America that are translated. Duh. And the thing that kind of sparked this fire was they're putting out three games from the Staffy, whatever, Safi, Starfy games onto the Game Boy Advance platform on their Nintendo Switch Online app. And the three games are untranslated, and they seem to be a bit more text heavy than any other game that they put on there that has not been translated. And so, my question to you and to the universe, to Nintendo, to anything that will listen to me or hear me or whatever is, why won't you translate them, Nintendo? You know, like, what's wrong with you? I'm too old to learn another language. And let's be real. Who wants to put their phone up to the screen with Google Translate to translate text when they just want to sit down after a long day of school or work or whatever and just play some Game Boy Advance or some Nintendo Entertainment System or what have you? We don't want to try to go through all the effort to read Japanese. And I get it. Some of the games that are not translated don't need to be translated inherently because all you need to do is just mash buttons until you start playing the game. But, like, in games that have a little bit more story, maybe just translate the text. I'm just saying. And the thing with, like, these three Starfy games, their big thing was like, oh, they've never been released outside of Japan. Well, it might as well still be the case because you didn't translate them. So, there is no localization, there's no transliteration, there's no translation, there's no nothing. You just stuck it on the service and you called it a day. Now, does that sound lazy to you? Because to me, that sounds lazy. Also, hi, welcome back to the channel. I just realized I'm just uploading a video out of nowhere when I was like, yeah, the channel's dead. Channel's done. But again, I don't know who to talk to about this. I just want to put this out there. Like, even people who don't really like play games very much, you gotta admit, it doesn't make much sense to make a big fuss about, oh, these things have never been out of Japan before, and so this is all cool and new, and then to not translate them. So it still reads in Japanese. And again, maybe the gameplay does not warrant a translation. But I like to be able to read the menus and figure out what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? So anyway, yeah, Nintendo's kind of lazy on that front. And I have a lot more thoughts about Nintendo specifically that I could probably talk about for a while. Who knows? Maybe I'll revamp this channel into just a game ranting slash, you know, venting service. Shut up! Yelling at the train. That'll do a lot of good. Anyway, that's it for me. JD out.